Welcome back everyone, Marcelo is my name. I'm the niche fragrance collector, and a little while back I did a review on three just glorious fragrances, Naxos, Renaissance, and Zafiro. It is part of the XJ 1861. Now what does that even mean? So 1861 actually celebrates the unification of Italy. That was when the Kingdom of Italy was first established. And even on the Xerjoff website, it actually says that that collection there, those three fragrances, is a tribute to Italy. So, 10 years later, why are we releasing Decus? What is Decus all about? Funny, we thought we were done. We thought we had, it's like a trilogy. You have your three fragrances, bada bing, and there's the story. It's almost like a movie trilogies that you love, and all of a sudden they come out with another installment because the last three just went crazy. And they sold so well. The suits are thinking, you know what, I'm gonna make another movie because it's gonna be awesome and I'm gonna cash in on that. And so I'm gonna be honest here. I'm gonna be completely honest. When Decus came out, I thought, why are we doing a fourth installment to a trilogy that already works? There's a beautiful synergy with all three of those fragrances. Now, for those who may have missed, I created 3 episodes covering those particular fragrances. Now, each one of them, Naxos, Renaissance, and Zafiro, celebrates a different part of Italy. And so, as I said, when this one came out, I'm like, what are we celebrating Venice now? What is this about? So I came at it very dubiously, and yet here it is in my collection. What does the name even mean? It means decade. So it's, I think it's Greek. Now, the two things that are prevalent as soon as you spray this fragrance is a very clear tuberose note and also a sparkling citrus note. Let me talk about tuberose. This is typically a very feminine leaning fragrance note. Originally, the tuberose was actually during Victorian era England, the tuberose was banned to unmarried women. Young unmarried women were not allowed to smell tuberose. And this is true. You go look it up. This is actually a true story. It was said that it would create spontaneous orgasms. Bada bing. How's that for science? I love that even Roger Dove has said that it is the harlot of perfumery, because really it has this beautiful, creamy sensuality to it. It's no surprise it's in fragrances like Narcotic Venus. One of the key ingredients in that is tuberose, and it is just gloriously just sensual. Such a beautiful, sensual fragrance. It's not unusual that tuberose creates lustful desires. It has an inbuilt sensuality to it. The question is, as a heterosexual man, how does tuberose work for me in this fragrance? Do I feel that it might be a little bit too female leaning? That's question number one. Question number two is, why is it, if it's, these fragrances are designed to be unisex, so why does it play such a prevalent part in this particular fragrance? I'll come back to that. The second scent profile, as soon as you spray, is citrus. So you're getting that beautiful tuberose, but just almost like holding hands with it, accompanying it through that opening is a citrus note, and in particular a mandarin note. I love citrus fragrances, but I do love the mandarin note. The mandarin note, I find it has like 2 parts to it. One, it's like a juicy sort of sweetness to it, but it also has that citrus component that I love in a fragrance. Tuberose, sensual, alluring, citrus. And citrus, in my opinion, is classic Italian. I did a video with a company called Paris Monte Carlo, and I asked the question of the Paris Monte Carlo people, why do perfumers love using Italian citruses in their perfume? The answer is very simple. One, the climate to grow these the citruses is perfect in Italy. The soil, the sun, and the location, the sea air, all those components creates a beautiful, robust citrus note from those fruits. And secondly, the actual skill, the knowledge that is built into Italy. So here are 2 classic notes: a beautiful, alluring, sensual tuberose that just makes you fall in love, and then this beautiful citrus, which in a way is a proclamation that Italy. You think citrus, you think Italy. But why wait 10 years to release Decus as a companion to that 1861 collection? I'm going to give you a bit of a history lesson here. So we're going to go into history for a bit. So XJ 1861 celebrates, as I mentioned, the unification of Italy. But in reality, that 1861 date was the line in the sand. That's when the Kingdom of Italy was, I guess, birthed, and they said, look, they had I guess, a proclamation to say, we will unify Italy. But the truth is that it was still very separate. So at the Italian peninsula, as we know it, was not one unified country. There was all these different states that occurred there. 1861 was that line in the sand. Xerjoff, he celebrates Italy with those 3 fragrances, but each one of those fragrances actually represent a different part of Italy: Rome, Sicily, and Florence. Whereas here, he's celebrating, in my opinion, Italy as a whole. 10 years later, in 1871, the final piece to that unification fell into place, and that was Rome. Rome and the Papal States, they joined. All the rest of the country had now become unified. Italy became one unified country as we now understand it. This is why I'm going to say Xerjoff waited 10 years to release Decus. It's in conjunction with that, the celebration of the actual real unification of that whole country. Where the other 1861 fragrances celebrate parts of Italy, Decus celebrates Italy as a whole. So for me, the opening is a perfect statement. Tuberose, seduction, a desire, a wanting to be with. Citrus, Italy. I always say this, I'm grateful for my Argentinian heritage. It makes me who I am. I am so appreciative to Australia, this country that has given me opportunity. But my love affair is with Italy. I love being in Italy. I've traveled to Italy many times, and for me, Italy is my mistress in a way. I love being there. I love the people. I love the food. I love the history. I love the climate. For me, that beautiful opening seduction of the tuberose with the citrus is, for me, the classic opening to this particular fragrance. The fragrance opens with a tuberose, mandarin, and tobacco note. It goes into a heart of orris, benzoin, and a popanax. Then in the base is musk, Tulot balsam, and vanilla bourbon. To quickly define the fragrance, what is it exactly? It's a sweet floral amber fragrance. In my opinion, that's how the final evolution of this fragrance settles. It has, as I mentioned, a beautiful opening of that tuberose and mandarin. And those 2 opening notes, it actually plays throughout the whole fragrance. But you're getting a sweet component from the vanilla. And in particular for me, in my nose, I'm getting this beautiful Apopanax. So Apopanax is a resin which has a sweet component to it. It's an incense, but it's not a heavy incense. There is a smokiness to it, but it's a lot more toned down. I got this fragrance in February here in Australia. So we were coming off our summer. We were moving into autumn and fall. Or autumn is fall. And so I was wearing it in the slightly cooler weather, and it was playing beautifully. I've been wearing it over winter. It's beautiful as a winter fragrance, but I didn't realize that this is a fragrance that just explodes. It comes alive in heat. I had a chance to travel to Italy recently, about 5-6 weeks ago. I was in Milan, Florence, and Rome. I took this as my Italian fragrance. I did it on purpose. I figured this was a celebration of Italy, so it needed to go back to its homeland. And I enjoyed this fragrance as I moved through these different parts of Italy. It was spectacular. Let me just tell you, the trail that I was leaving with this fragrance, it actually shines better in heat. Those citrus and floral notes actually come down. So that tuberose, I find that in cooler weather, stays very alive, whereas in the summer, that tuberose really came down and more of that sweet incense was coming through along with that citrus mandarin note. It was leaving an exceptional trail behind me. My wife would constantly, she was like, Decus again today. And she's like, I normally rotate my fragrances quite regularly. Again, I was in Italy. This was a celebration of Italy, and it only felt right to be wearing something like this. I found that in the warmer weather, I was getting about 6 to 7 hours comfortably, all right? So you're getting a moderate push on this fragrance. I find that in winter or in cooler weather, that I'm probably getting about 5 hours, comfortable into like a moderate. After 5 hours, it does become more of a body scent. I was wearing it last night. I could smell it very comfortably on me. My wife was not picking up on the scent, but this is, as I said, this is now 5 to 6 hours later. I woke up this morning, I could actually smell Decus on me in the morning. So the fragrance stays on. I think it likes heat, you know. I think heat is where it blooms the best, in my opinion. So there you have it, Decus, the next installment in that XJ 1861 collection. I think I'm gonna have to look at my history. What happened after 1871, after that final piece came into play with Rome? Was there something else? Because that'll probably give me a bit of a heads up whether there's going to be any more releases in that particular collection. But for now, Decus, a celebration in Italy, a love affair with this incredible country. Thank you, everyone. Look forward to hearing your comments. Do you have Decus? I'd love to hear what you have to say. We'll see you guys all on the next episode.